Hi, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about CSR, client-side rendering. This is a concept you may be familiar with, but we are doing this in App Directory, and we are talking about the benefits and downsides to it. So, as you might recall to my previous videos, we have wrote a search bar that searched through all the products here and show the results of the filtered products in a page. But it was in the pages directory. What I want to do is to migrate this file into app directory and change it. This must be the easiest video. Let's zoom a bit. This must be the easiest video for doing client-side rendering, but we will talk more about the benefits and downsides to it. So I want to create a component search. I want to create a route /search and add a page.tsx to it. We copy this file and we need an input that we will get from chatcn and useState, which is not allowed in server components because in order to make this, Next.js App Directory uses server components by default. In order to make it a client component, we have to add this line at the first line of the file, at the beginning of the file. And it is use client in a quotation mark and semicolon at the end. And what I wanted to do is copy this input component and bring the type of the product in here. So let's get the type of the product here. Okay, we added type product and I want to use input. Source component UI input. Alright. Now I want to import type product and an input from chatcn. Okay, let's hit save, and if we run this, we get found 0 results. And is it because we didn't fetch? Okay. Is the server running? I want to move to a different port. If we search something, can we fetch the products now? If value is more than 2, start searching. For example, I want an iPhone. Oh yeah, the results are starting to search. So I set this rule: if the value of the search bar is more than 2, then start searching. I should have just fetched the product first, then to filter out all the other, to query all the products in here. But never mind, this is not the goal of this video. What I want to talk about in client-side rendering, fetching is happening inside our browser. You see here, search. We are making too many requests to fetching our data. Every line that we changing, every character that we change, it initiate another search and make another request to fetch new data. And the other benefit of using a client is that we can attach an unchange or event handler or callbacks. We can attach events and event handlers to an input or to when we want to submit a form, and when we want to handle hovering, any kind of stuff that needs JavaScript or client side, we can access to this if you're using client. The other thing that we can use states, use hooks, React hooks, next hooks like use path names, or other use effects, use layout effects, and other things, or custom hooks inside client component. If we get rid of this, it would show us an error. This is not a client side component, so we have to use client in order to use hooks. And okay, the other things that we can access to if we are using a client component which are not available in server components is local storage and document object window, and these are all browsers, and even cookies, the simple ones, not HTTP only cookies, which is another video that would be interesting in. But this is client component, and if we build this project, pm build, you see there's no optimization on build time whatsoever. So use this with cautious, and if you want to access your site or web page to use just like in plain and old JavaScript and HTML, use client-side rendering. And yeah, but I recommend if you're using client-side rendering, tear it into smaller pieces so that your app would be more optimized. So using a server component would be your first priority, but if you have no other choice, use a client component. For example, I could not in this example, but if you're using a product or some kind, if you're using we are rendering a full product list, we can use the server to fetch all the products and then just use the search in here for filtering out the products. Also, we can do another video if we want to do searching in server components, and that is a tricky neat trick that you need to know. So basically that's it. In the next video of this series, the next video is the last video, and we are going to talk about PPR, partially pre-rendering. Okay, yeah, nothing else. Bye bye.